In the mist-covered mountains of Tibet, a monk sits in silent meditation, seeking enlightenment. Thousands of miles away, in the bustling streets of Cairo, a Muslim kneels in prayer, whispering words of devotion. At first glance, these traditions seem worlds apart. But what if I told you that beneath the surface, Buddhism and Islam share profound wisdom, ancient secrets that challenge modern divisions and reveal a universal path to peace? Today, we'll journey through time and tradition to uncover startling truths. How two faiths, often portrayed as opposites, echo the same call for compassion, mindfulness, and justice. And in a world where headlines scream of conflict, this story might just change how you see humanity itself. Let's begin with a word: compassion. In Buddhism, it's called Karuna, the heart's relentless urge to ease suffering. In Islam, it's Rahma, the divine mercy that encompasses all things. Quran chapter 7, verse 156. Both teach that compassion isn't a feeling, but an action. Take the Buddhist parable of the mustard seed. A grieving mother is told to find a household untouched by death. She can't, and in her despair, she learns that suffering unites us all. Similarly, the Quran says, whoever saves one life, it is as if they've saved all mankind. Quran chapter 5, verse 32. These aren't just pretty words. During the Rohingya crisis, Buddhist monks in Thailand risked their lives to shelter Muslim refugees. In Syria, Muslim volunteers rebuilt monasteries destroyed by war. Compassion, it seems, knows no borders. Rewind to the 8th century. The Silk Road wasn't just a trade route, it was a bridge of ideas. Muslim scholars in Baghdad translated Buddhist texts, while Buddhist monks in Afghanistan studied Islamic astronomy. The Abbasid Caliph al-Mansur even built his palace near a Buddhist temple, inspired by its architecture. But here's what's rarely taught. These exchanges weren't about conversion. They were about curiosity. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Seek knowledge even as far as China, a land then steeped in Buddhism." Imagine that. A 7th century Muslim leader and prophet urging followers to learn from another faith. Fast forward to today. In Sri Lanka, where tensions sometimes flare, groups like the Peace Pagoda Project bring Buddhists and Muslims together to plant trees, each sapling a symbol of shared stewardship. Because isn't caring for the earth a form of worship? The Quran calls humans Khalifa, stewards, while the Buddha taught that harming nature is harming oneself. Now, let's talk mindfulness. Buddhism's Vipassana and Islam's Muraqabah both mean awareness, a practice of watching the mind like a gentle guardian. The Buddha said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." The Quran, chapter 13, verse 11 mirrors this. Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. But how does this look in real life? In Los Angeles, the Midnight Mosque hosts meditation nights where Muslims and Buddhists sit side by side. They're not diluting their faiths, they're deepening them. As one participant said, "When I breathe mindfully, I feel closer to Allah's creation." Science backs this up. A 2022 Harvard study found that mindfulness practices, whether Buddhist or Islamic, reduce anxiety by 40%. And in a world addicted to distraction, both faiths offer refuge. Put down your phone, they whisper. Your soul is waiting. Charity. Buddhism's Dana and Islam's Zakat aren't about pity. They're about justice. The Buddha taught that giving erases greed, while the Quran mandates sharing wealth so it does not circulate only among the rich. In Mongolia, where Buddhists and Muslims make up 98% of the population, they've turned this wisdom into action. During the pandemic, Buddhist temples and mosques set up joint food banks. No questions asked, no religious tests, just humans feeding humans. Yet stereotypes persist. Muslims are terrorists, some claim. Buddhists are passive. Tell that to Malala Yousafzai, the Muslim Nobel laureate who fights for girls' education, or Bhikkhu Bodhi, the Buddhist monk campaigning against global hunger. Real faith isn't a weapon, it's a shield for the vulnerable. Ever noticed how Buddhist mandalas and Islamic mosaics both avoid human forms? It's not a coincidence. Both traditions warn against idolizing the temporary. Instead, they point to the infinite through the spiral of a galaxy or the fractal of a flower. The 13th century Muslim poet Rumi, whose works are studied in Zen monasteries, wrote, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop." Compare this to the Buddhist Heart Sutra. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Two languages, one truth, we're all connected. In the end, this isn't just about Buddhism and Islam. It's about a choice. Will we let propaganda divide us, or will we dig deeper? The next time you hear someone say Islam is violent, remember the Quranic verse that forgave even Mecca's persecutors. Repel evil with what is better. When they claim Buddhists are apathetic, recall the monks who marched for civil rights alongside Dr. King. The Dalai Lama once said, "All major religious traditions carry the same message: love and compassion." Maybe it's time we listened. So let's end with a question. What if the clash of civilizations is a myth? What if the real story is a tapestry woven with threads of shared wisdom waiting to be rediscovered?